What is going on, guys? Winner Kills here, and welcome to a brand new Locals feature match. Here we are in round 3 for this week, and we've got a Eldlich Dogmatika deck, or Eldlich Trap deck, whatever you want to call it. Eldlich Dogmatika versus Dragon Link on the right. So I hope you guys are going to enjoy this one. If you guys haven't seen the previous round, I'll leave a link to it up in the top right. It was Bee Trooper versus Phantom Knight, so definitely go check that one out if you haven't already. And as these guys go ahead and roll some dice to decide who will go first or second, let's take a look at the poll results. I asked you guys who you thought would lose in round 3, and 56% of you guys saying that Eldlich Dogmatika was going to lose, about 1.4k votes, and the remaining 44% of the vote going to Dragon Link. So let's see if you guys are correct. Eldlich winning the die roll here, which definitely gotta love to see that if you're the Eldlich player. I can imagine the opening play is going to be very, very interesting. Probably set 5, as it is the set tactic. Revealing a Sanguine, Punishment, and Ice Dragon's Prison off of the Pot of Duality, opting to go for the Scarlet Sanguine. That's going to basically give him access to his Eldlich engine. This is exactly what he wants. He just needs one card to get access to it, and there he's found it. Pretty good one at best, and looks like he didn't take the IDP because he already has one in hand. So yeah, set 4, one card in hand, and pass. We'll see if our Dragon Link player will have any luck at navigating through this field of probably very, very fun and interactive cards. We'll see him normal summon the Chamber Dragon Maid, and the effect of Chamber is going to resolve to go ahead and add a copy of Tidying. And then we might see him just go right into Striker Dragon here. Striker Dragon effect to go ahead and search out the boot. Yep. And Striker Dragon, will it resolve? That's the real question. It looks like it will resolve. So he's going to go ahead and search out a boot sector launch. And we know he has Sang, and we know he has Ice Dragon's Prison. Ice Dragon's Prison is a really, really good trap card to have going against a Dragon Link deck. Like, really, really good. Basically a 2-for-1 deal. Hit an extender in the grave, hit an extender on field, and just get rid of them both. We're going to see Boot summon out Tracer. Tracer effect, pop Boot. Tracer's going to go ahead and summon out from the deck. Probably going to go for Recharger here to establish a level 8 Synchro in that of Chaos Ruler, or maybe Savage Dragon, if he can extend a little bit further. But yeah, we're going to see an Ice Dragon's Prison here. A nice Ice Dragon's Prison. It's going to banish the Chamber, which can be used as an extender potentially later on with the help of Tidying. And he's going to go ahead and banish the Tracer off the field. So now he's left with just a few pieces. But Dragon Link is a deck that is pretty good with dealing with just pieces left on the board. Could go for Romulus, search out the Ravine, dump Abza Router effect. So that's definitely a line he could take, or he could go right into Spheres, set Tidying, and kind of play it really slow like that. But it looks like he's going to attempt to go into the battle phase, and we're going to see our Eldlich player activate Hakero, Chainlink 2, Sanguine. And it looks like also our Dragon Link player, I think he has Nib Gamma in hand. It's unfortunate those two cards are going to be extremely dead this entire game. Those will be getting sided out 100%. I think it's Nibiru and Gamma. I could be wrong. It looks like Nibiru, or it might have been Black Dragon. But it looks like he's just gonna wall up here with the Hakero and the Golden Lord, and our Dragon Link player is going to pass turn, and our Eldlich player just going to start by turning that Lord into attack, getting some damage in here, or at least trying to. Lord going over top of the Recharger. Hakero attempt to go over top of the Striker Dragon. Looks like he's going to chain Tidying. Tidying bounce the Striker, bounce Lord. And I had to go back and check the original audio here to make sure our Eldlich player didn't redeclare with the Hakero, because he could have. Monster counts changed, but he did not redeclare. I don't really think it matters too much. Like, it doesn't have that much attack. So we're going to go ahead and see him link off the Hakero for Link Spider, just to get that into the graveyard and be able to banish here like we're seeing him do now. Banishing both Hakero and Scarlet. Hakero set Scarlet. Scarlet's probably going to set Conquistador. And we know he has Golden Lord in hand too. Which, I mean, it's better to bounce back the Golden Lord than anything else, I think, just because, like, that's a card, if you can put back in their hand, it's probably going to be more beneficial. So it looks like he's going to set a few more back row and pass turn. And really, like, not a whole lot our Dragon Link player can really do here. He's going to be locked down by these traps quite a bit. Yeah, I think he just tried to effect Veiler there, Link Spider, but you can't effect Veiler on your turn. So small little misplay there. So we'll see what he's going to go ahead and do next. Not really much you can do. I mean, what you do here, you have to be very careful because you are playing into lots of back row. 2 of them you at least know. That's the one nice thing about playing against an Eldlich deck, is you a lot of times actually know what the opponent has and where those set cards are specifically. Sometimes it can help making navigate those boards a little bit easier, but it's the unknowns, of course, that end up being the more difficult things, like the punishments, the judgments, the solemn strikes, etc., etc. Very, very oppressive cards. And our Dragon Link player actually doesn't have anything to do, so we're just going to see a Scarlet summon out Lord. He'll pass, battle phase, Lord and Link Spider swinging for a total of 35. And I think I see a Rivalry of the Warlords in the hand of our Eldlich player. Really no need to set that card. You can just kind of keep it in hand for like discard fodder for Lord. And it looks like now we're going to go ahead and see him use the effect Veiler here before he leaves main phase. Probably just so we can get a light engraved to summon out his Black Dragon that I think we know he has. End phase Scarlet now. Go ahead and set one. They're going to set Hikaru. Hikaru really, really good here. So much value against this deck. It's basically like half of an Ice Dragon's Prison, and it kind of makes up for the other half by being a body on field to either make an Xyz play into something like Pleiades, or Link Spider plays to get it right into the graveyard. So it looks like as our Dragon Link player draws, we're going to see Hikaru activate as soon as possible, banishing Veiler, probably picking up on the fact that getting the Veil in the grave was probably a desperation move for a light. And it ends up working very well. Our Dragon Link player has no follow-ups. He'll pass. Our Eldlich player putting the Hikaru into attack position. Attack for 25, 1,000. And I think Hikaru has like 1,500 or something like that. But it's just going to go ahead and be game. And we're moving on to a game 2 already. So, yeah. Rough start for Dragon Link. Losing the die roll definitely hurts quite a bit. But, yeah, as we head into game 2, I want to mention a quick shout-out to Imperium Duelist if you guys are interested in picking up amazing playmats like the ones you see on the table here. Both previous designs of playmats Imperium has done. Very high quality stuff. Check them out at the link below. They've got tons of cool mats for sale currently, like the Designator's Mansion mat. I just actually secured one myself. Some of my own playmats are still available as well. And yeah, definitely check them out at the link below. And don't forget to use my discount code WinterKills10 off at checkout to save 10% off your entire order and support the channel in the process. And like always, if you guys are buying anything on TCG Player, please do not forget to use my affiliate link. Anytime you guys shop and check out using that link, a small bit of the revenue from your purchase goes right back into the channel. So Striker into Nocto to search boots. Normal the Rocket Synchron. Pretty standard play so far, linking off into the Romulus. Probably deciding the order of the chain links here. Probably best to go Chainlink 1 or Chainlink 2 Romulus, Chainlink 1 Nocto, because if you go Chainlink 1 Romulus, Chainlink 2 Nocto, you could potentially draw Ravine, and then you don't resolve the effect of Romulus, so you technically lose out on an extra card. So I think doing it that way is probably a little bit better, even though it does kind of play into hand traps. It really depends on what your hand looks like, I guess. So he will go ahead and play the Ravine. Ravine effect, discard Veiler, just dump Abzerrouter. Abzerrouter effect to add the Rocket Tracer. And we already know he has Boot Sector launch and end. So off to the start of a pretty decent combo so far. Will probably be a pretty standard end board. Unless you open really, really insane. I see a Chaos Space in hand too. Which I think is what he actually drew off of his Nocto. So that's a really, really good draw. So we'll probably go ahead and play the Chaos Space here. Probably go grab white or black. And then summon white or black, and then maybe go for... I don't know if there's a way to set up a Pisty play or not, but I'm not too smart when it comes to like mapping out Dragon Link combos, but I try my best, especially for commentary purposes. But we are going to see him activate Chaos Space. Discarding Lancia, not going to be too much use right now. Adding black, summon black, banish Veiler, and linking these off. Probably for Spheres. Yep, okay. Going for Spheres. Let's help him play around Nibiru, and especially since our Eldlich Dogmatika player has 2 copies of Lava Golem in hand, he'll at least be able to get something out of that trade for eventually when it does tribute over 2 of our Dragon Link players' interruptions. It's better than nothing, I suppose. That's why Spheres is so good. Helps play around Nibiru, Kaijus, and also cards like Lava Golem too, because you at least get something out of it, and it forces another interruption on the seals. Otherwise, they get something like Omni Dragon, Red MD, or they can go ahead and get something like Seyfert out of the deck, or Chambermaid, etc., etc. So now we're gonna see him go ahead and activate Boot. Boot's gonna summon itself, or Boot's gonna summon out Tracer. Tracer effect pop Boot, and then Tracer will summon a Rocket Recharger. So it has a nice little extra body on field to be able to synchro off with. That's what we're gonna see him do. Probably gonna go for Savage Dragon, or could go for Chaos Ruler. Yep, Chaos Ruler, and just like DB Grinder, Papega Ruler effect. We're gonna see him send the top 5 here after he searches off of the White Dragon, or off of White Dragon. Since I think he put back one of the Black Dragon off of the Chaos Space, so he's able to search it out and chain block here. Revealing Nocto, Lancia, Absorouter, the Omni Dragon, and another Chaos Space. So pretty good mills there. So he's going to be able to add a Lancia. Lancia's going to be okay. Lancia is like okay enough to the point where like, yeah, you could take it, only because like the other options that he milled like aren't the best. I mean, at best, it's a light target you can just throw into the grave. Like, you're just hoping you turn off Eldlich stuff, which is, like, only better, like, once he already has, like, Eldlich stuff established. It just sucks here because, like, he's probably just going to set 5, and that's going to be his turn. So, like, you're not going to get an opportunity to fire the Lancia and have it be effective. I mean, he could shotgun it in the standby phase, and that would have turned off a Pot of Extravagance, but, like, are you afraid of Gamma at that point? Like... And if so, like, you have a Savage Dragon to protect. So, like, maybe there was some merit to shotgunning the Lancia there. Because, like, odds are the field just going to be set a bunch of cards pass. Savage will still negate the Extravagance. So, I mean, it was getting attributed over anyway. So, getting some use out of it. And then we're going to see Seal's effect. I think our Dogmatic player for getting... Dogmatika in quotes. Our set... Tactician, forgetting about the effect of Seals. So Seals effect will go ahead and activate. What will he summon, though? That's the real question. Looking at things like Seyfert, the Chambermaid, Red MD, but it looks like he's going to go for the Black Metal Dragon, which I believe can also search out Red MD, and it can also be used as link fodder if he wants to link it into like a Pisty or a Striker Dragon, since he technically, I think, can recycle it now that he's milled another Chaos Space into the grave off the Chaos Ruler the previous turn. So it looks like end phase, we're going to see him use Tiding, bounce back the Red MD, or not the Red MD, the Black Metal Dragon, bounce back a set Solemn Strike. Really, really good hit. Probably one of the best hits he could have asked for in that scenario. We'll see him take 1,000 here in the standby phase from the Lava Golem, dropping him down to 7,000. First change of life points this game so far. Now he's going to normal summon the Metal Dragon, link it into Pisty. Black Metal Dragon effect will add the Red MD. Now I was going to say, like, he could have used Chaos Space there, I think, to probably put back the Striker Dragon and then link the Metal Dragon to Striker Dragon, but, like, they only play one Boot Sector launch, I believe. And, yeah, I want to see if Striker Dragon is in the grave. So he's going to banish Pisty to summon Red MD. And now we're seeing Chaos Space. Chaos Space is going to put back the Pisty. And then go ahead and draw an additional card there. And he's got Twin Twister, too. Twin Twister pitch another Black Metal. And it's got an Ice Dragon's Prison set here, so it looks like he's going to chain that. And this is an unfortunate thing I wanted to bring up. This is an illegal activation of Lancia, because you cannot use Lancia on your opponent on your turn. You can only use it on your opponent's turn. So, unfortunately, neither of these players are catching that, which is unfortunate. Not making too big of a difference here, because he still will get to summon off the Ice Dragon's Prison regardless, and he still has a Dogmatika punishment, which he is going to be able to use to clear the Red MD as an extender here. He does have to send Zeus, though, which is not an optimal target. Yeah. Keep in mind, remember that Lancia is only during your opponent's turn. Kind of similar to how Effect Veiler is only during the opponent's main phase. Lancia is only during your opponent's turn, so you cannot use it there to dodge something like a Ice Dragon's Prison. So yeah, neither player saw it. It is what it is. Gonna have to move on from here. So battle phase. Looks like the Omni Dragon Brotar is gonna come out. And he's just going to leave it on the board and pass it back to our Eldlich player. He's going to set 2, pass to our Dragon Link player. And now we're going to see Lancia, Black Metal, and a Spheres get banished for none other than Levy himself. Levy effect, and the summon's just going to be negated with Strike. We knew he had the Strike. He bounced it back the previous turn with the Tidying. I mean, it delayed the inevitable, but, like, fortunately wasn't able to accomplish too much on that past turn because of Ice Dragon's Prison, which should have fully resolved with effect to banish, but at least he had the punishment to follow it up. And now we're going to see him summon Chaos Ruler, banishing 2. Probably going to try to sink in 3,000 damage here. And if he can't, you know, yeah, see the backup plan is to link into a Spheres. And yeah, it looks like he's not going to get in any damage. He's got the Scarlet. Scarlet's going to go ahead and summon out the Lord. And in defense, battle phase, attack over Lord, since it does only have 28. Normal summons another Black Metal and links that with the Omni Dragon into a Spheres. So at least has one interruption here, plus a possible extender. Draws Trap Trick for turn, and now we're going to see Lava Golem again, because why not? Chaos Ruler will get banished. Luckily, they remember that here. And then Seal's effect to go ahead and summon out from the deck. He could probably go for Seyfert here. Seyfert seems like the best play since he has a Levy Engrave, and that's going to be kind of a looming threat for Eldlich player going forward. I mean, not really so much so, but like it is a pretty big monster that can come out and put in a lot of damage and pressure. So if you can keep it from coming out, that's probably the best. And he does have a way to get Lord on field, sending off the set Trap Trick that he drew, and that's going to allow him to basically banish the Sanguine here, and going to set Hikaru instead of Conquistador, realizing that that's probably going to be better, so he can banish the Levy out of the grave to make it so the Safer doesn't have a good target to be able to banish and add back. So that's his turn. He'll pass, and it looks like our Dragon Link player is going to draw Tracer for turn. Looks like in standby phase, we're going to see Hikaru effect to go ahead and banish the Levy, making sure that he cannot just link off the Safer Dragon to go ahead and banish it to add back the Levy, summon Levy. Even though, like, Levy, like I said, like, it's not a huge threat. Like, it can't even get over Lord right now. So, like, I see why he went for that play. But, like, also at the same time, I mean, I guess it makes sense to go for the Hikaru to prevent him from getting back the Levy. But it just seems like Levy is not doing anything unless he actually has 3 lights engraved where he can use the Reborn effect. That's the only thing that I could see being problematic here, because, like, pop 2, don't really care too much about. Can't use the hand effect. He has no cards in hand. The only other thing I see being problematic again is, like, the light, banishing lights. I know he has a Lancia engrave, a Seals, and I don't know if there's another light in there, too. I'd have to see him look through the grave again. They usually don't have that many light targets, because they usually rely more on having, like, darks, just a couple lights. Seals and Lancia, yeah, I don't think he has enough lights to even go for that. So, but you know, the threat has been removed. Normal summon Tracer, pretty solid normal summon. You're gonna see him link into Hulk. All right, so it looks like we're off to the races with this combo. Hulk's gonna summon out Effect Veiler, so now he definitely would have had 3 lights 100%. He's gonna have Effect Veiler plus Selene. So we're gonna see him go for Link 3 here, and yeah, he does forget he skips a step, but he is reminded that you got to go for the Selene first. Yeah. Selene effect, summon the Veiler is fine. Go for access code, target Selene, gain 3,000, go to 53. Lord actually cannot be destroyed by card effects right now, so he cannot pop the Lord with the access code, which is going to put up a little bit of a roadblock. He can't sink in that much damage right now. And he's probably really wishing he had the Seyfert engrave, or the Levy engrave to go ahead and add back, because that would have applied a lot of pressure. Been able to swing it over for 18, and I think for 3K if he had the Levy access. So going for the Hikaru there proved to be pretty good. They're going to go ahead and sort out life points right now, I think, making sure everything is correct. I can't see the calculator, so I can only assume it's 47 to 7,000 right now. And face Hikaru, reminded that he can't already use that this turn, so he's going to go ahead and pass. He's going to go ahead and now use Hikaru as he sets one, and then Hikaru is going to set a Scarlet Sanguine. Only 1 Lord in the grave right now, so I assume there's at least another in the deck, and he's going to need another one because he's got to block damage somehow, or otherwise you're going to take 53 to the face, and that's going to be game. So standby phase, we're seeing if he has any responses. Looks like he does, because you can't wait till main phase 1 just because that way, you know, a Dragon Link player has priority. You can activate access code as the first thing, and you can't respond. So standby phase, using the Scarlet to go ahead and summon out Lord to trigger Torrential. Torrential, wipe the board, and everything's sort of in a clean slate here. And he also has a Scarlet engraved now to be able to recur. That's exactly what he's going to do, as our Dragon Link player just passes, unfortunately. I think he top deck a Triple Tactics Talent. Really, really awful draw. I can only imagine he left it in the main deck is because, like, he doesn't have anything else to side out, I guess. I mean, that'd be a pretty solid card to side out. I know every time I play a trap deck like this, I'm, like, afraid to side out cards like Talents because they're just so good. Like, what if they have hand traps? But, like, a lot of times it's just not worth it. Like, I remember I played against this deck at this locals too. I played against it round 1, and boy oh boy was it rough. And I think I kept a Talents in game 2 or 3, and I regretted it instantly because it was just completely dead. Now we're gonna see Conquistador reset one and pass it over to our Dragon Link player, staring down at 3,500 Lord. Top deck's quick launch, pretty good draw there. We're gonna go ahead and see him summon exactly what from the deck. I'm not sure. Looks like it's gonna be another copy of Tracer. Tracer's not really gonna be doing too much right now. Doesn't have anything to blow up, unless he can, like, I don't know, get a face-up card in the field somehow. I don't know how, but I think Tracer has to pop a face-up. It looks like we're just gonna see him admit defeat here, realizing there's not much he can do. Has the Talents in hand. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. If you guys want to see more of my content, click on one of the videos popping up on the bottom of the screen right now. And looks like you guys were wrong this time around in the polls. But I want to give a huge shout out now to our Divine level channel members, and they are Cadillacs84, Pony Stark, Keith Sidgers, Tweeter0226, and Black Ninja Money. Thank you guys so much for your extremely generous support.